Hey everyone, welcome to class. As you know, I'm Dulcinea, honored to be here with each and every one of you. Life is picking up real quick over here on my side of the world, and I know I'm not alone in that feeling right now. A lot of people I'm talking to are embarking on big new chapters of life. It's really exciting, but it can also be a bit overwhelming, as I know. For me personally, I am heading into the last big push before I graduate from getting my master's degree, which is mind-boggling that it's just over 3 months away, right? So while we are in these seasons of life where it's picking up in pace and things are moving fast, I think it's really nice to use our yoga practice as an opportunity to move a little more slow, right? I find that our yoga practice can be the most medicinal, I guess you could say, when it contrasts from the pace of our daily life. So the inverse can be true as well, right? If life is moving kind of slow and you've been feeling a little lethargic, faster practices can be really beneficial to stoke that fire. So it's just interesting to think about the contrast our practice can have with our life and how that contrast can really benefit us and ground us no matter what season we're in. So today, like I said, we'll be moving in a slower way, but it's not going to be like a restorative yin practice. It's going to be like a slow vinyasa, a slow flow. Definitely strong. As we know in vinyasa, slow does not mean easy, but it will be all levels friendly with opportunities to modify down or up. Might call it mixed levels, but really all are welcome, and I'll give modifications for both newer practitioners and more advanced practitioners, okay? I won't be using any props except for a blanket for moments on the knees. If you like blocks for under your hands for things like stepping from downward dog to the top, that could be useful for you. I'll be demonstrating without just to keep a more fluid pace going, okay? Whatever you need, grab hold of it. Always welcome in your practice. Join me in a comfortable seat as you're ready for some breathing. Pranayama. Bring your hands to your lap. Roll the shoulders back, down, and away from the ears. Inflate through the sides of your ribs as you heavy your seat and close your eyes to the degree of your comfort. We're just going to hop right in today. Hop right into breathing. Right into observation. Noticing how you're showing up for practice. If you've been stressed or overwhelmed, you might feel your legs squeezing and holding in. You might feel your legs lifting off the ground subtly. Can you use your next exhale to give into gravity in that place of tension holding, of resistance? Can you smooth out your edges with every round of breath? Can you listen to the sound of your breath as a grounding anchor? Maybe your breath is smooth and even today naturally. Maybe it's a little constricted through the nose like it is for me. Maybe it makes a funny little sound as the air passes through nostrils. Whatever it is, be okay with it. Be accepting of it. And let it wash over you. Like cool, healing waters at the end of a hot day. wash over you. Let it wash over your worries, your responsibilities, your grief, your excitement, your joy, whatever is present. Let the breath just wash over that. Let it crystallize you from the inside out. Allow this to be your first invitation into slowness. And in slowness, we can notice how much more possible it is to savor our moments. To savor sensation. And to savor presence. Start to stretch your breath a little longer, a little deeper, a little wider through your torso. And on the exhale, stretch it down beneath your root into the earth. Take 3 more breaths like this in your time, nice and slow. To that 3rd breath, slowly blink your eyes open, let the light in, and we'll begin practice sitting. Start with a little hip mobility before we get up in motion. We will get moving today in a slow way, like I said. But for now, we're going to bend the right knee and bend the left knee, both at 90-degree angles. The left knee is inside the right foot, just sitting up like this. If you need some height under your seat, you can fold your blanket again for a little more elevation. Gonna just lean here for a moment and twist to the right. Bring your fingers to the right. Start to engage your low belly gently and empty it as you twist. Breathe into back body. And walk your hands a little further away from you, keeping your right seat down. Lengthen through spine, electrify through fingers. Breathe into your right side body, your right side ribs. And then we're going to lower the right forearm down. Bring the left hand to left hip for just a moment. Open up your body to the side. And then take your left palm, palm faces up. Reach across the ear line toward the right. Savor this breath, arc your body, inhale. And exhale, turn back down so both forearms are down if possible. If this is too deep, you could always be up on your hands. No problems there. And we'll slowly drag our hands back toward our hip. Circle our hands to the left. Pick up your knees and just move them to the left. It'll naturally be the same thing on the other side. So pick up the knees, keep moving your hands to the left. Bring the right knee inside the left foot. See how that just kind of happens? A lot of people get confused by that one, so it's okay if it's confusing at first, but the less you think about it, the easier that transition gets, okay? I'm gonna shift a bit so you can see me. We're gonna exhale completely to twist to the left. Bring our hands down. Take a breath here. And then begin to walk the hands away from you a bit. Luxuriating in breath time. Eventually lowering the left forearm down, spreading the fingers, gripping the ground. Bring your right hand to your right hip to align. And then right palm faces up, reach across the ear line toward the left, arcing through right side body. Breathe deeply here, friends. Reach through right fingertips. That one feels great in my opinion. And then we'll slowly bring the right forearm down if that feels okay. If not, palm your way up. Make more space, no problem. Breathing more room in the space between each rib. And we'll slowly bring our hands back toward us. Swoop the other way again. We'll bring it in slow motion. The knees bend 90-90. You're going to open your arms wide and lean down a little bit toward the right. Inhale, rise, roll the shoulders back, palms up. Turn the knees to the left, palms down, dive down. Inhale, rising, palms up. Switch as you exhale. And come all the way down. Once more per side, inhaling. And exhale to come down. You might come off your mat a bit, that's okay. Last one. If you have tight hips, this might take time to get smooth at. That's okay. And now we'll land at center with our feet in front of us, our knees bent. Let's stretch our upper back a bit before we get in motion. Really simple, flex your toes. Bring your right hand to the right sole of your foot. You're gonna push your foot into your hand like you're pushing on the gas, and then pull your hand back into your foot. Plug your right shoulder back a bit. Good. From here, your left hand can just come down, and you're just gonna round out through the upper back a little bit till you feel that stretch through the right shoulder blade. Let your head go, be supported by your knee even. Take 3 breaths. After 3 breaths, you'll slowly unfurl and simply switch sides. Right hand down, left hand to left foot. Push foot and hand into each other. Puff up through back body and begin to curl your upper spine. Head can rest on right knee. 3 breaths right here. Slowly releasing. Open your legs into butterfly, grab your ankles, open your chest, counter that stretch a little bit. 3 breaths here, tone your low belly in, pull the collarbones apart with your breath. Slow, savory breaths. Eventually coming back out of that, you can just find your way to standing at the top of the mat. Nothing fancy. We'll begin in motion. Gonna have my blanket set to the middle. You know, we'll be on our knees a bit. Get comfortable, adjust your clothing as you need to, and prepare for Tadasana mountain pose. Feet are hips distance. Micro bend in the knees. Thighs are spinning back in space. Palms open wide. Take a deep breath in here. And a deep breath out. Twice more like that. In the nose and out the mouth. Inhale to bring your arms overhead, interlace fingers, get really long, push down through feet, reach up through hands. And step the left foot behind the right, towards the right for a side bend. Reach the hands over to the right as you inhale. Exhale completely here. Inhale to push into the right foot. Back to standing, belly engaged, switch sides, step your right foot back towards the left, bend the left knee, and reach over to the left. Inhaling and exhaling completely. Inhaling to push into the left foot, come to standing, and you can lose the clasp and just reach your hands parallel. Do the same thing again. Left foot steps over to the right on that pinky toe edge, bending the right knee, reaching the arms away from the pelvis, engaging the low belly. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale to center, find some fluidity here. As you exhale, reach to the left, right foot goes back into the left, bend the left knee. Arc your side body like a rainbow. Inhale to push into the left foot, come to standing, reach up, feet are hips distance. Exhale, glide down to a forward fold, Uttanasana. Hands could come to blocks or the floor. Shake out your neck. First fold of the practice is often tight in most bodies, that's okay. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Heel toe your feet in a bit, bring your hands down, step your feet back to downward facing dog. Pedaling out a bit. Shifting the hips side to side and spread your fingers wide. Plug your shoulders into your back body. Push the earth away from you simultaneously. It can feel really nice to keep your legs as straight as you're able. That might still mean some bend, but to your maximum stretch point. Keep them kind of neutral in that shape. And then twist your heels over to the right and to the left. Or even just shifting the hips side to side, pouring into one foot at a time. Insisting on length and space in the sides of the body to prepare for other shapes to come. Eventually come to a neutral dog pose. Take 2 breaths. Inhale, please bring your right leg up to the sky, nice and slow. Focus on your transitions in this practice. Bend the knees, slowly bring it into your belly and drag it through between your hands, lowering left knee down. For Anjaneyasana low lunge, I'm going to take off my glasses. I can just tell they're going to get in the way. Okay, inhale, bring the arms up, interlace your thumbs, spread your fingers wide. Hug your front ribs in. Exhale, hands to your heart and twist to the right. This could just be an unhooked twist, like an open twist. Or if it feels okay, you could hook that left arm onto the right thigh. It's pretty early in practice still, so no stress if that's not happening yet. 3 slow breaths in your twist. Eventually let the right fingertips sprinkle down, cross the left hand up and over the ear line toward the right for a big side body stretch. That might look more like this. Your hands might be sprinkling, that's okay. Or floating, I mean. Bring the left hand down to the left corner of the mat. The right hand comes down with it. Pick up the back knee. Straighten through the right leg to any degree. Maybe scoot your hands back a little bit. Straighten through the back leg to any degree. For kind of like a lunge, pyramid, fold, hybrid shape. Crouching tiger kind of shape. Create space in your back body. Reach your hands further away from you if you can and begin to hinge your hips back. Dial it back into center. Bring your hands inside the right leg. Rebend the right knee. And inhale to slowly open the right arm up to the sky in another twist. And come onto the outer edge of the feet. Open the hip out. Come back to center. Hands come down, step back to downward facing dog. March it out a bit. And then we'll take our first vinyasa. Inhale to roll forward like a wave. Exhale to lower knees, chest and chin. Untuck toes, inhale cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog, 3 breaths here. After your 3rd breath, you're going to inhale to bring the left leg up. Remember, savor the transition, enjoy the slow pace. And exhale, bend the knees, slowly ride this knee forward and foot between your hands, lowering right knee down. Have some strength in the legs, some magnetism. Hook your thumbs, fan your fingers wide. Pull your arms away from your pelvis. A few breaths here to savor and enjoy. And then we're going to drip that left hand down, right arm across the ear line to the left. Maybe your left fingertips float, or maybe they touch. Create space, not pain. And then bring the hands down to the heart. We're going to take that twist. We're doing that in a slightly different order. That's okay. Remember, you could just take this open twist, twisting to the left without hooking on. This is still great. Or if you want that hook, go ahead and hook the right arm outside the left leg. As you twist here, let your belly be empty and let your breath happen in your back. Nice. Eventually, bringing the hands down toward the right top corner of the mat, picking up the back knee, straightening out through the legs to any degree. You know, straight is a relative term. You should always have a micro bend, but you could be really bent. The key is to feel a stretch through the hamstrings, shoot the hips back, and then lengthen your spine in opposition. 3 breaths. Dialing it back forward, re-bending the left knee, plant your right hand, open your left arm to the sky as you inhale. And twist, flex the toes, point your left knee out to the left, come on the outer edges of your feet. Savor your breath. And then bring the hands back down, step it back to downward dog, and we'll vinyasa our way through. But I want to challenge you in your vinyasas today. Of course, you could always do knees, chest, chin, that's great. But if you're wanting more, rather than chaturanga, I want us to find fluidity. Let's see if we can flow from downward dog to upward dog without doing chaturanga. And if you've never done that, maybe it helps to watch first. Spread your fingers wide, charge your weight back, and then bring it forward. Come on to tiptoes, roll the spine through plank. Then as you begin the inhale, untuck toes, drag your heart forward. Upward dog, and then exhale, downward dog. Still pretty early in practice, so maybe it'll happen for you later, if not yet. 3 breaths here. To your 3rd breath, bring up your right leg on the inhale. Bend the knee and open the hip. Slowly exhale to tap right knee to left arm. Inhale to open. Open the hip again. Exhale, tap again. Same thing to left arm. Inhale, open the hip. This time, keep the legs straightish, but continue opening the hip. And again, exhale, tap the left arm. And step back to downward facing dog. Getting a bit warmer. Inhale, left leg up. Bend the knee, open the hip. Exhale, left knee to right arm. Inhale, nice and slow, control, open up. Exhale to right arm. Inhale, open up, straightish leg. Exhale, bring it into tap. Step back to down dog. If you have any layers on like me, it might be a good time to take them off because we're already getting kind of warm. If you're in downward dog, savor your breath, wiggle out your head a bit. Bring your left hand to the center of the mat, grip it strong, take your right hand to your left calf, and twist the left underneath you. Breathe into your back. Come back to center to switch sides, right hand to center. And with this one, you really want to spread those fingers, push into them, really push away to lengthen. And then grab your calf with your left hand, your right calf. Twist underneath you. Couple breaths here. Let your head go heavy. If you're cranking your neck, you're not going to get much from this. Come back to a neutral down dog and inhale. Bring the right leg up, super strong. Exhale, slowly step it between your hands. We're going to come on up into a high crescent lunge. Get nice and strong and sturdy. We're not in a rush today. Interlace your fingers, bring them up overhead. Find some energetic strength here, some opening. Mini back bend, release the clasp, bring cactus arms in. And then inhale, grow tall, push out through the legs, straight-ish. And then replant the left foot down into warrior two legs. Hands to your heart. And then open wide. Look past right fingers. Right palm turns up and inhale, reverse warrior. Paint with your hand on the sky above you. Exhale, easy-ish side angle pose, right arm to right leg. Open your body up to the side. Left palm reaches back, palm up, and then it reaches up and across. Maybe just straight up, maybe across the ear line. Really important to keep bending that right knee, spinning the thighs back. Engage your core here. Find 3 slow breaths. Your third breath, use your core to bring yourself up, straighten through the right leg, reverse triangle, reach the right arm back. And exhale, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Heel toe that back foot in just a touch. Get nice and vertical through the spine first. Square your hips, so that's gonna mean your left hip might be kind of sassy, dial it in, bring them to neutral. And from here, we're gonna hinge toward the right hand can come down the right leg. Onto a block is really great here. Keep opening your chest to the side like we did in side angle. Maybe your right hand comes to the ground if you're more seasoned in this, maybe not, no worries either way. Reach your left arm up. Find 3 breaths in triangle pose. Use your core to stand back up nice and slow. Reverse triangle one more time. And as you exhale, listen up. We're going to pivot to face forward, back in high lunge like we started, just to lower the left knee down into low lunge. Have your chest forward. Pick up your back foot for a moment. Just take a deep breath in here. And exhale, lower down, hands frame the right foot, pick up the left knee, step back to a plank pose, and then just move through your vinyasa. I'm going straight into upward dog as I inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 savory breaths here. Shake out your neck. Let's do those twists again, in fact, before we continue. Left hand to center, right hand to left calf. Twist underneath the left arm. Come on to center to switch. Right hand to center, push down, push back. Left hand to right calf and twist to the right. Coming back to center. Slowly bring the left leg up to the sky, nice and strong. Slowly step it between your hands with intention. And we're gonna rise with a lot of strength in the legs and lightness in the heart. Interlace your fingers into a high lunge. Create some luminosity from the inside out. A strong base, a lifted, light heart. Savor it. And we're going to push through the legs, straighten out a bit, reach up. Just to plant the right heel down and come on into warrior number 2. Bend through the left knee, spin the thighs back, open the chest, open the arms, gaze past the left fingers. Savor your warrior, a pose that is so often only used to get into the next pose. Be here. Eventually we'll turn the left palm up, right hand goes down the leg. Reverse your warrior, reach back nice and long. And exhale, left forearm to left thigh. Right arm goes up, potentially across the ear line. If you want that slow enter again, it's a reach back through the right arm, palm up. And then reaching really slow, that can feel nice. Enjoy a few breaths here. Slowly using your core to come up to straightish legs into a reverse triangle. Reach the left arm back. And exhale, coming into triangle pose. Square the hips, dial them in. Begin to hinge. Maybe your left hand stops at your calf or on a block. I love it. Maybe it comes to the ground outside the left leg. Keep opening your chest to the side like in side angles, spinning your legs back. Bring the right arm up. Take 3 breaths here, strong core. Use your belly, come on up nice and strong, reach back again. And spin forward to re-bend the left knee and place the right knee down. Steady and strong here. Pick up that right foot a little bit, engage the hamstrings. Exhale, bring the hands down, the foot down. Step back to down dog for your vinyasa. Inhaling to ripple forward. And then coming into upward facing dog, dragging through my arms. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here in stillness. Sometimes it can feel nice to bring your feet wide in down dog, bend the knees, pick up the heels, and charge the hips back. And straighten. Bending. And extending. We'll keep flowing. Bring your feet to neutral and inhale, right leg up. Open the hip with a straight leg. Exhale to slowly step through. We'll do a similar flow, but we'll add on some variations. Come on up, hook your thumbs, high crescent. Take a breath in and out here. Before we come into warrior two, exhale to bring your hands to your heart. Lean forward and twist left elbow to right thigh. You could stay here. You could be up here in an open twist, of course. Or you could bring the left hand down, right arm open. Maybe the right hand comes behind the head. Leaning your chest back a little bit in the twist. That's tough. Eventually releasing this, coming back up, reach up, exhale, cactus the elbows. Open the arms wide here, take a little back bend. And then bring the arms up, pick up the back heel. We're gonna skip the straight legs, just come straight into warrior two. Slow and steady breath here, gather yourself. Turn the right palm up, turn the left palm up. Bring the hands up to interlace, push up through your hands, and then reach them back for this funky reverse warrior variation. Strong core support here. Exhale to lean forward, coming into side angle again. So right arm can still come to the right thigh. Or if you want to bring a block to the ground, you can put your hand there. Or you could bring it all the way down if that feels okay. Push down through the back foot, open up your chest, reach the left arm back, and then up and over. 3 breaths. Eventually releasing, strong legs, reverse triangle, reach back, heel toe your back foot in a little bit. Exhale, square your hips, Trikonasana, triangle pose. You could just come in normally, or you could bring the left hand behind your back to your right inner thigh. Right hand could still come to the shin with this variation, or a block, or you could come down. Dare to open your shoulder more with a deeper breath. Keep your legs strong. Inhale, reverse, nice and slow. Keep the left hand where it is for just a second. Really reaching through right fingertips, pushing through the right foot. Savoring that length, that's yummy. Okay, now you can release that clasp. If you have a blanket for your knee, you might want to put it down for this next part. We'll dial it forward, bring that knee back down, and pick up the left foot. Now, you could stay here, of course, or you could try to grab the ankle with your left hand. Flexing those toes, highly important. If that is like going fine and chill, you could take your right hand there too, but you don't need to. Remember, you could be here, could even just be in a good old low lunge, okay? It's all just deeper variations of the same thing, really. If you do have that ankle, open your chest even more. That one's so yummy. Exhale to slowly release, plant your hands, pick up the back foot. And before we vinyasa, we're gonna come onto the outer edge of the right foot, bend the knee, flex the right toes. This is like a side plank warm up. We'll come into side plank a little later. Push through the left hand, open the right arm up. Just one breath here. Exhale, right hand down, dial the hips, step back, downward dog. Inhale, vinyasa, inhale, and roll forward. Make your transition into heart opening. Exhale, downward facing dog. You can hold in stillness, you could take a child's pose, you could do the bending and straightening. If you want to sneak in some inversion play, go for it. Just savor this moment of quietude.
Eventually we will inhale to bring the left leg up, nice and strong. And exhale, step it between your hands. Oh wait, when you pick up that, just kidding, pick up that leg and open the hip, that's it. Straightish leg, sorry about that. I knew something was missing. There we go, from there we're gonna step it through. Come on up into high lunge, hook your thumbs, open here. Bend through the left knee, start to arc your spine a little bit, preparing for cactus arms in a moment. Whenever you're ready, release those thumbs, cactus, and then open wider than cactus. So it starts at that bend, and then you extend your arms even more, spinning the palms up to externally rotate the shoulders. Then bring the arms up, down to the heart, lean forward. We'll twist here, right arm to left leg, or you could take that open twist. Could also open the right arm toward the ground, left arm toward the sky. Savor some breath here. Even in really strong poses like this one in our practice is a great opportunity to practice ease, oddly enough. Where can you find ease? What if we did this more in our lives? What if we inserted ease and slowness into quick-paced moments and seasons? What would happen? All right, we'll slowly use our strong legs to come up, opening straight into warrior two. Right foot down, left foot forward. Opening our arms out long and enjoying a few breaths here. Grounded yet elevated. Whenever you're ready, we're going to bring the arms up overhead, interlace them, reaching up and back for this funky reverse warrior variation. And we'll come forward into side angle. Remember, your left forearm can come to the left thigh, that's awesome. Or you can bring the left hand down, outside the left leg on a block, opening the right arm up and across. Enjoy a few breaths here. Push out through both feet, spin the thighs back. Slowly, we're going to come to stand, use your core, reverse triangle, scoot that right foot in a bit, reach the left arm back, and we'll come into triangle pose. You could always hook the right hand to the left thigh if you want it, you don't have to. Keep hinging, left hand could come to the left calf. Keep hinging, it could come down. Savor your breath. Let it be juicy, and you know, if you need a good sigh, you know I support that completely. Eventually coming up with a strong core, reach the left arm up and back. Maybe you keep that hook for a moment to the thigh hip area. And then we'll release, pivot forward, lower the right knee down. You could stay right here. That's awesome. Don't lose balance like me. You could pick up the right foot. That's cool. Keep flexing the toes. Maybe you reach back with the right hand. Oh my gosh, balance, come on. There we go. And then maybe your left hand joins the party. Either way, shoulders back, heart open. Breathe into your quads. If your knee starts to hurt, one thing that could help is taking a longer low lunge stance and sitting more like on the bottom of the thigh rather than right on the kneecap. That's already better for me. That's why I wasn't balancing. Wasn't in quite long enough of a stance. All right, that's enough of that though. It's a big one. Bring the right hand down.
Left toes flex, come on the outer edge of the left foot. Left knee goes out, pick up the right knee. And then open up your left arm to the side, preparing for side plank, but not quite going there yet. Hands come down, step back to down dog and ripple through your vinyasa. Meeting in downward dog. And then we'll all take a child's pose together. We could all use a rest after that one, I think. Come on down for 3 full slow breaths. Slowly crawl our way back up to hands and knees for a moment. Inhale through cow pose. Exhale through cat. I'm kind of enjoying doing this in the middle of my practices lately. There's something sweet and refreshing about it. Cat and cow doesn't have to just be a warm-up. It can be really deep and delicious. Use the bottom of that next exhale to bring your hips high for downward facing dog. Gonna move hip blanket out of the way again. Get as long as you can through your limbs. Shake out your neck. One more breath in and out. We'll inhale, bring the right leg up. We're almost there. Open the hip with a straight leg. Exhale, engage your core, bend your knee. How slowly can you bring your right foot outside your right hand? How slow? How slow? How slow? That's hard, I know. Landing here in this low lizard lunge for a moment. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. This will be probably the most challenging part of class. You got this. We're going to lean forward. We're going to push off our right foot till we balance on it. Eventually come to balance on the right leg. Flex the left toes in towards your seat. First and only standing balance of class. Maybe you want to grab your ankle with your left hand. Bring your right hand to your chest. Push the foot away from you. Lean your heart forward. Just a little dancer. It doesn't have to be your biggest. Or it could be. You could reach your arm forward, straighten out to the right leg. And then slowly come back to neutral. Bend the right knee, push the left leg out. See how slowly you can return to where you were. In that low lunge, bring the left hand down. Turn the toes out to the right. And now we are going to play with side plank. So, for my friends who are still learning side plank, your left wrist should be right underneath your left shoulder. Those wide tiger claw fingers, I always exaggerate, really matter here a lot. Don't hurt your shoulder. Push the earth away. Your right foot can stay down as a little kickstand. Your hips, you don't want them to sink. You want to bring them up. Use your obliques, use your core. Open your chest out to the side. If you want more, could stack your feet. Keep pushing away. Could reach your right arm across the ear line. Wherever you are, enjoy one more breath. Listen closely. As we exhale, we're going to bring the right hand down. Come into plank, bring the right knee in. And then push the right foot underneath you out to the left. Push into the right hand, pick up the left hand, coming into what we often hear is called a fallen triangle. But I like my friend Rosie's name for it, courageous triangle. You're pushing the right hand down, you're pushing the right foot away from you, opening yourself up here. And then bring the left hand back down, almost there, a little more on this side. Bring the right leg back up through three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. You could stay here.
If you want more, you could bring the right leg back down behind you, bend the right knee, come on the right toes, straighten out the left leg for wild thing, push into the left hand, same kind of push as side plank, but then you open your heart. Right hand can come to your chest or reach back. 3 breaths. After your 3rd breath, we're going to bring the right hand back down, right leg back down, and rest in a child's pose. That was a pretty big apex flow. One more side of work left. Let's savor it. Come on into downward dog when you're ready. Inhale, bring the left leg up. Open the hip. Straighten the leg. And then we're going to bend the knee and see how slowly we can contract our belly. Ride the way forward. Ride it forward. Ride it, ride it, ride it, ride it, ride it. Step it outside the hand. Nice job. Inhale. Lizard lunge. Fingertips down. Heart slinks open. And then we're going to do that strong leg transition into Nataraja, dancer pose. Going to lean forward. We're going to kind of launch off the left foot until we're balancing on it. Bring the right heel towards the right glute. Find your focus, find your drishti, your focal point in front of you that doesn't move. Maybe you can grab your ankle with your right hand. Maybe your left hand comes to your chest. You could strap up your foot, but I'm kind of more a proponent of if you can't reach it, just work on engaging the hamstring and reaching the hand back. So you're still working the same muscles, even if you don't have contact. Engage your core, start to push your foot away from you. And you can stop here, it doesn't have to be your deepest one, but you know, it could be. Keep pushing the foot away, keep reaching the left arm forward. Create some space here. Eventually come back to standing. Rebend the left knee. How slowly can you step the right foot back? Place the right hand down. Same alignment, wrist underneath right shoulder, push away, toes spin out. For side plank time, Savasana, we're almost there. Remember, lift the hips up. You can walk your foot back halfway. That could be enough for you. This is awesome. If you want more, stack the feet. Push away, make a big, like rainbow through your side body. You could reach the left arm across the ear line. Right, here comes that big transition. We're gonna bring the left hand down and left knee into the chest in plank. And then step the left foot underneath us to the right. On the outer edge of the right foot, or left foot. Push into the left hand. Really push, elevate the hips. Open the chest up for a courageous triangle. Really stretch through the belly, push down through the right foot, the left hand. And then from here, we'll bring it back down with the right hand. Swing the left leg up. Bend the knee and open the hip. You could stay right here. If you want that last big heart opener, you could slowly pick up the left hand, bring the left toes down, straighten through the right leg, bend the left knee. Externally rotate the right shoulder by pushing down and opening your chest. Left hand could be at the heart or you could reach back. Chamakradasana, wild thing. Stretch that belly. And then slowly exhale to child's pose. Knees wide, big toes touch. Nice job, friends.
Really wonderful. We're gonna slowly crawl up to our knees. We'll just do some nice juicy stretching to close out. That was quite a bit of strength work that we built up towards. If this is comfortable, you can keep your knees like this, or you can put padding underneath them. I'm fine for now. Let's take eagle arms. Right arm on top, left arm underneath. You could always just stop here and give yourself a hug, massaging your shoulders. In fact, if you can reach kind of that shoulder area, that does feel quite nice. Or you could keep the wrap going. Take a few breaths to the shoulders, the trapezius. Slow your breathing down. Slowly open the arms up, bring the fingertips down, open your chest. And we're gonna switch. Left arm on top of right, start with the hug, a little bit of self-massage. You could stay there, you could bring it into Garuda arms. In eagle pose, it really helps to push the fingers and the palm into each other. Enjoy these breaths here. That last little apex flow was a little faster than the rest of the slow flow, so let this bring you back down into slow flow territory. A little bit of vigor can really emphasize how lovely it is to slow down. Eventually release the arms, sprinkle those fingertips behind you and arc your spine. Slowly back to center. Bring your hands down. I'm gonna bring the right knee forward for good old pigeon. Flex the toes. Get into those hips a little more. I know most of you love this one. And if you don't love this one, you could take Suchirandrasana instead, which is when you're on your back and your right ankle is crossed over your left leg, like that. It's the same thing, just a little gentler, okay? The pigeon friends, come on and join me. Make sure your hips are square by making sure your toes are pointing straight back. If they're sickled in, straighten them out or tuck the toes under. Make it long and luxurious, like a cat crawling forward. We're gonna take 5 breaths here. After your 5th breath, take your hands nice and wide and inhale, roll your spine up, kind of as if you were entering King Cobra. Then walk your hands back and simply switch legs. Bring the left knee forward, or if you're on your back, just switch left ankle on top of right thigh. Otherwise, join me in pigeon. Flex the toes. Luxuriate in your entry. Crawl your hands forward, lengthen out until you rest upon the earth for 5 breaths. Slowly bring your hands a bit wider and open up through the heart. As you venture back, step back just to push the legs out through our final Adho Mukha, downward dog. And we're just gonna crawl the feet through any old way to come to sit. If it's chilly where you are, like it is for me, you might want to put your sweater back on now. Grab a drink of water before we enter the reclined part of practice. Put that on inside out. I'm so relaxed. Hope you're feeling a little zenned out too. Perfect. Once you're ready, have your blanket nearby. Just nice to have. And we're going to come onto our back body. Once you arrive onto your back, get comfortable for a moment. We're not entering Savasana quite yet, but soon. We're going to open our arms wide and bring our knees up. Bend them. And then just drift your knees over to the right, kind of massaging your right outer hip, but keep your left shoulder down. Inhale to bring them up. Exhale to dip them to the left. Moving side to side slowly, just a couple times. Engage your core gently, just enough to protect your low back, but nothing too crazy here. I'm going to do once more per side. And slowly come to center. One last little heart opening moment. Just take bridge into Urdhva. So if you prefer to stay at bridge, stay at bridge. Truly, you don't need to go to Urdhva. If you want to go to Urdhva, you can join me for that as well. We're just going to do one. We've done quite a bit of back bending today already, so we're pretty prepared. Bend your knees, bring your hands down, arms down, push into your feet, and then lift your hips up. This is why it's so important to strengthen our legs in standing poses, because back bending requires strong legs. It really does. You can interlace your fingers underneath you if you want to stay here in bridge. You can even put a block underneath your sacrum, your low back, and just let it be a restorative bridge. Or you could bring your hands up by your ears, elbows point up, fingers point toward the back of the mat. You push into your feet, push into your hands. You'll start by coming up on the top of your head if you're still with me. Push into your arms. Make a rainbow through your body. 3 breaths wherever you are. After your 3rd breath, if you're all the way up, start by lowering onto the head. And then make sure you can tuck your chin and lower down safely. Lower your hips down, bring your feet wide, your knees to touch. For constructive rest, let your low back come back to you. Back bends are one of those pose families that if you ignore them for a while and you come back, or if you're new to them entirely, they feel like really intense and hard. But back bends are, in my opinion, one of the most magical pose families, because if you slowly take your time with them over time, you continuously practice them, they begin to feel so amazing in your back. Like, trust me, it feels less crunchy when you practice it more. Let your breath come back. You can bring your legs up, somewhat straighten them for a little dead bug moment. Let any remaining energy drain out of your legs. You can even wiggle them out if you need to. Draw your knees into your chest, give yourself a hug. If there's anything else you need to feel complete in your practice, take it now. Otherwise, I invite you to join me in Savasana. So if you have your blanket nearby, you can tuck yourself in.
Or you could even just take the folded blanket and bring it to your lap. That can be really grounding and nice. Open your palms, let your feet splay open. And I'll make today's Savasana real short and sweet. I'll just be quiet for about a minute or so, but you can always stay for longer, of course. Enjoy. And slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes if you're ready to end your Shavasana and enter the rest of your day. But of course, like I said, if you want a longer rest, you can certainly take it. In fact, I encourage it if you have the time, at least a few more minutes. But I know we all got busy stuff to get to. So we can start to move your wrists and your ankles in little circles. Stretch out your jaw. Roll on over to the side of your body in a fetal position. A seed-like shape. Let yourself be a little seed, a little bija for just a moment. Acknowledging seeds take time to grow. Sometimes the progress seems slow, but they are growing. And so are you. And slowly press yourself up into a comfortable seat whenever you're ready. With your eyes closed for these final moments. Tap into breathing. To take stock on the effects of practice. To witness the profound effect of savoring in a slower way. Bring my hands to heart center in Anjali Mudra. I want to give deep thanks to this path of practice, my teachers and my students of yoga, with a deep bow and a thank you. I'll see you soon with another practice. Have a great day.